Good evening. It is equinox, 20th of March. I don't really know much about it, but I do know that it symbolises the change of seasons. And I have to tell you that the animals must know too, because it has been really hot here today, 36 degrees, and all the animals are out. And they're like, I've got the big boys out, and the big boys don't normally come out until much later. These are little boys. They're always out. But down here, near my windmill, are my big boys. And they are massive. If this one here was to stand up, he'd be good. Nearly 2 metres. 1.8 meters. Honestly, he is huge. Huge. So it's interesting that I keep scaring these. I think it's Charlie. Charlie, can we stop eating kangaroo poo, please? Charlie Bear. Yuck, that's revolting. Thank you. So show some class, Charlie. But these little boys, I have fed them because I'm just going to walk. I might scare them a little bit, but can you hear how dry the ground is? Now, I think that's why these big boys are down there, because you can see, unfortunately my camera isn't that great, but you can see how much greener it is down there. And of course it's right near my windmill. So my windmill, every time that goes around, it pumps a rod deep into the ground, and that's where it gets the water from, is from the ground, deep into the ground. And then that brings it up. It's got like a pump on it. And then that brings it up to the surface into a pipe and then carries it to my tank on the hill. It also carries it to, on each side of my windmill. So there's a round one, and a rectangle one. And every night, that's full of water, that's a water trough. And the round one, the black cockatoos sit around at night and talk to each other about the day. And the long one, the kangaroos love. And I think actually there's a kangaroo. They're having a drink. I am going to plant plants around that because, again, doesn't it make sense to have plants around water? And I'm going to have lots of natives, so that will keep it nice and cool too, so they don't have to wait to the end of the day to come and get a drink. They can get a drink anytime. And see these big wood piles? Well, what it is, it's an actual fallen tree. There's 2 of them. I am going to make those into gardens as well. Come winter, when all the animals that live in them will go away and live somewhere else or hibernate or go under the ground, I am going to plant native trees and shrubs and things. There's some more kangas coming out. And so these will end up being like little native plant circles. You know, you've heard of those crop circles that are done by, they think, aliens. Well, these will be Pammy's crop circles, and they will be these awesome circular native gardens. And one of the great things about that big massive log is underneath that is the most sensational soil, and that's been breaking down for I don't know how long. So that will feed whatever I put there. And it's interesting, I was talking to a permaculture man, and he said, yeah, we did that 20 years ago when I was training. No, years ago. And I said, oh, how long ago was that? He said, 20 years ago. And I said, have you ever done it? And he said, no, I haven't. So it's interesting that we know all this stuff, but we don't do it. These big boys, oh, look, they're all around the water. Water. I noticed I say water. So I'm going to start saying water. Look, they're all having a drink. And I think it's been so dry out here for a good 3 months. Now, it just goes to show you it's really dry if the kangaroos are coming to get a drink. They're all coming up for something to eat too. Because as I said, you can hear how dry. I'm just going to take a step back, and it's interesting that I stopped here because we were actually headed down to the dam, which I would have had to have gone past them having a drink and would have disturbed them. So it's so interesting how things happen. I thought, oh look, I'll stop and do a video and talk about, how dry it is. I've been seeing that in the northern hemisphere, you have had this cold spell and snow and stuff. So we have had the opposite. Well, obviously, we're in summer, but it started to get a bit cool there and a bit nice, a little bit rainy, and then today was 36 degrees Celsius. And tomorrow is going to be the same. And then they reckon next week is going to be, the rains are coming. And it's only going to be 25 degrees. So it's, thank God. So there you go. You can see they're all coming in for a feed. Now, poor darlings. I know, it's been a hot, dry summer. Hey, look, you're built for this. I'm a lily white, Scottish heritage woman, who is like, whew, not made for this heat at all. This is what I was saying about how normally, or people can say you shouldn't be feeding them their native animals. But I'm sorry, people. Look around at what we have done to their land. Okay, well, let's not talk native people. Let's talk native animals. Or what we've done. Look, we've cleared it all. And if you've seen some of my videos, you will see that down here next to my dam, they're all river gums. Kangaroos don't eat them. And then down here is pretty much the same with a few, wattles and tea trees and stuff, but no kangaroo food. And then my brook, they've been fenced from, and, pretty much they haven't been able to get in there. And when they have got in there, it's, they don't feel that comfortable. And again, there's not that much food there for them. So, every space, and even the scarp, even up here, look how dry that is and barren and yucky looking. There's just no food for them. So, I promise you, this is just so dear to my heart. I will make sure that this winter I am just going to plant thousands and thousands. And one thing I've noticed about these bloomin' native plants, gosh, they grow quick. And because this is their place. And there'll be too many for these little guys to, eat them all. And it'll be good because I'll be doing it in a time when there'll be food everywhere for them. So, because they really love the grasses, like that's one thing I've noticed is they dig in the grass and eat the roots. They've really, really smashed my barley garden and the roots of the plants there. And I think it's because it's just been so, so dry here this summer that they're just, you know, really starting to, you know, search for food. And this is, I take this on as my responsibility. I have this land, so they're tenants of my land, and I should have everything here for them. And look, here come two down from the scarp. So how many have we got? We've got 4 there, and then 2 have just come down, so that's 6. And then we have 3 here, so there's 9. And then right down at the trough, down there, there's another 3, maybe 5. So what's that? 14 just here. And I'm going to annoy those ones down at the trough because it's getting quite dark and my poor dogs haven't been to the dam today, and they are really, really, really feeling it. Oh, sorry. See, I just about stood on George because he's sitting there waiting. Come on, Mum, can we please go? So I am going to go, but I just wanted you to see the dam, and they're sitting here like, what's, you know, they're so close. And honestly, these boys are just so close. Look. Oh, they're going to have a jump. Sorry. Have a beautiful night. And, you know, just remember that every little bit matters. Every creature matters. Every little thing that you do matters. And if you can help someone, something, some little creature, why not? Why not? Gosh, you'll feel good. You really will. Have a beautiful night. Bye.